Keys2Life, you say? There we go. There we go. There we go. All right, number one, count it. Count it. Count it. What do I need to count? Every second you add, every rep you add, whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, you need to count it. A lot of times I'm very rough on most of us. And I say, it's not good enough, not good enough. But please understand this. Always count it. If you went further, you did an extra rep, you did an extra second, and you lasted an extra day, whatever it is that you increased on, you got better on, count it. Doesn't mean stop working, but yes, pat yourself on the back and keep moving. But don't not count it. And some of us, we sometimes get into a position where the people around us aren't applauding, and so we don't applaud. There's nothing wrong with applauding. There's nothing wrong with going the extra step. There's nothing wrong with having a victory moment. Just don't sit in the victory moment. So I want you to know that it's important for you to count it. Count your progress, because it's necessary at different moments, at different places, and at different times of your life to see how far you've come. It's okay to read about yourself. It's a problem when you consistently read about yourself. Okay, I did that. Cool. What am I doing next? Okay, I did that. Woo. Clap. Great. Awesome. Wonderful. Moving on. But it's nothing wrong with that one moment of counting. Number two, stop babying yourself and others. Stop babying yourself and others. If you give yourself an excuse and you keep giving others excuses, you give them reasons to always come back to you. You give them reasons to always not know what to do. You give them reasons to always not be sure of how to make it. But if you allow them to grow, if you allow them to do it and just watch them, then they'll start to make some moves. But they will never make moves if you handicap them. If you, oh, it's okay. I know you're still young yet. They'll never get older. They'll be 45 and you're like, it's all right. Don't worry about it. Here, have some of it. No, they'll never figure it out if you are always easy. If you're always giving excuses. If you give them an idea, let them take that idea, build on that idea. If you give them the idea and then you plant the seed, and then you water the seed, and you feed it, and you nourish it, then what was their purpose? You just basically you moved them out the way, and then you gave them the reward afterwards. And you run out, and they never run out. They never figured out. They never increased. They never said, let me work on that. You don't have to remind a hungry man to eat. You have to remind a lazy hungry man to eat. Because a hungry man's going to go find something to eat. But a lazy hungry man, a person that can get you to make it for them, a person that will always say, yeah, well, it'd be nice. And every day, because after a while, you're going to do it for them. And they'll be 75 still. You understand? Like, it doesn't make a difference. You've got to stop doing it to yourself because you're doing it, and then you have to stop allowing for people and doing it for people. Unless you're just around people that aren't smart at all, which I don't think that's the case. So I would assume, and I would like to believe, that you put yourself around certain types of people that have an understanding of life. You can show them something, but you don't do it for them. You have to sometimes let life happen to people, and then they'll react to life. Number three, what's your plan? What is your plan? Most people, their plan is a sentence when you ask them. But if you do not ask them, they will not have a plan. It's like, oh, so what are you going to do about it? Well, I'm just going to do this. Well, what if that doesn't work? Well, how are you going to do it? Well, possibly because. And then sometimes I was thinking, and they never actually took time to make a plan. And it doesn't make a difference how old you are. You have to plan for whatever it is that you. I don't care if my kid is in school and he wants to make cupcakes for the next day. What's your plan? How are we getting it there? What are we doing? How are we doing what we want to do? For whatever it is that I'm dealing with. One of the things my oldest said to me, he was like, well, why are you doing that? I said, I spend probably about 20 or 30 hours studying what it is that I want to do, probably likely before I do it, because I need to know the information so I know the best way to fix it, because for what works for me does not work for you, and what works for you does not work for him, and what works for him does not work for him. So I spent a whole bunch of time studying the subject so that I would understand what is necessary. So being clear, I have a test coming in 67 days. There's a countdown on both of my phones. There's a countdown on everything I have, and then I have a calendar. And on my calendar, it gets me, so I know I have 9 weeks, 67 days. At the beginning of each week, there's certain things that I need to do that'll take me progressively to the end of that week. And then I check off what it is that I did, how I did it, so I know what level I'm on, and then I know where I'm going. So I put this up in front of my desk, and I put it up there so I can check off, so I could meet a certain point. But then my phone will alarm me and tell me, this is what you need to do. Did you do this? Did you do that? Now, here's the thing. I'm doing this for a reason. Why am I doing this? I'm doing this so that I can achieve the goal. And so that if I don't hit everything, I can be what? Responsible enough to say, oh, I missed it. I can't check it. That puts me back. I need to know, it doesn't matter what age you are or what you're doing or how you're doing it, what is the plan of action? If you're not a student of whatever you're trying to do, then you're not doing anything. You've got to be a student of whatever you're trying to do. You've got to know someone that did it better than you. You got to know the people that failed. I know people that failed what I did, and I know people that did what I did, and I seek them out. But I seek them out asking for suggestions, and then I go what? Do the work. Because if I seek you out and ask you for suggestions, and I don't do the work, then my conversation with you is null and void. And so when I come back to you, you look at me like, why are we talking? Because you're wasting my what? Time. And so they don't want to talk to me anymore. Why don't they want to talk to me anymore? Because they showed me how to make money. I didn't do what it took to make the money. I didn't try it. I didn't come up with a new plan. I didn't do anything. And they want to know what I've done. Does that sound familiar? God. So, okay, we took the same parable, the man, when he said it, the master gave them what? Talents. And he said to go what? Do business. And when he came back, they were supposed to what? Show what they produced. It's the same thing. God gave you what? A gift. He gave you what? A talent. He gave you what? Skill set. And he said, go do business. And you keep coming back to him with nothing. You've got to think that thought pattern whenever it is you're trying to accomplish something, because you're no longer your own. You are bought with a price. You what? Are an example. You are an ambassador for Christ. If you're an ambassador for Christ, then the things that you do what? In Christ. Not outside of Christ, in Christ. And if you do it inside of Christ, it should succeed, right? Because we don't work, we don't live, we don't do for God to not succeed. Because if you be in Christ, you are what? A new creature. And he gives you life, and he gives you what? Abundant life. And so he made it so that you would succeed. He said you were more than a conqueror. All those things, and you are failing. Then we all go back to, if you fail to plan, then you what? Plan to fail. So that takes me to my last thing. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Level up. Stop living on the lower level in different areas of your life. You walk with people, and they talk about the things that they're doing, and you talk about it because you want to do it. No matter what it is, you can achieve it. The question is, are you willing to do what it takes to level what? Up. It doesn't make a difference what you're doing. It could be a business arrangement. It could be an enterprise. It could be a marriage. It could be a relationship. If you do not level up, you will lose it all. You can't be part of a music group and you don't sound as well as everybody else does. They like, we need to replace him quietly. Is this the best we can do with him for the amount of money that we're giving? He doesn't. He doesn't match the sound. You understand? If you don't match the sound, we gotta get rid of you because you make us look what? Bad. There's a weak link, and we've got to get rid of what? The weak link, the weak sound, the weak person. And so your relationship doesn't make sense because you're here and he's here, and they're like, and you're always working double time to make him look like here. But when they spend time with him, they realize he's down here, and they're looking at you like, you're not, this isn't going to work. Why are you with him? Like, why is this the case? You understand why does this doesn't add up? It's like being in a room with a whole bunch of people that speak multiple languages and you speak one, and you're going to be like, well, hi. What? It doesn't work. No matter if you are with chefs and you can't cook, you can only taste it. You know, it tastes good. What do you taste? Food. You're the piece that doesn't fit, the piece that doesn't match, it doesn't look right. So you have to, and you find, let's say you are the one that's at the highest level, then you need to find what? People that are who? Higher than you, on a high level. Because if you stay where you are, you normally what? Decrease. You ever see people that are rich that made it, or people that are in the gym and you look like, man, you won. Why are you still here? Like, why do you continue to build muscle? Because they're maintaining and they're looking for what? Pieces that don't look right. And people that are rich, they're maintaining and they're getting rich. I'm good at getting rich. Why would I stop being rich now? Why would I stop becoming rich? How about I find a new way to become rich? You understand what I'm saying? So why, when people are okay, they normally are too lazy and they'll never level up. They put on a face, and so they have a mask on. And this mask looks like everybody else until it's time to prove what the mask does. So you look rich because you got on everything that everybody has. But when everybody says we're going to go do this, you put in the least amount because you really don't have it. Or they be like, yeah, I got him. I got the guy over there, yeah, I got him. No, see, that's the problem. That's the problem. You don't add up to what's going on in your life. And if you don't add up to what's going on in your life, then it doesn't work. And so you are the weakest link in your relationship. You're the weakest link at your job. You're the weakest link in your group. You're the weakest link in your friends. And you don't even want to look for new friends. You just think you'll dumb down to them when you see them. No, you might want to actually bring them up or then let them fall off. Because if you stop being excellent, then it makes you the dummy. You have to figure out that sometimes you have to let some things go because it can't stay unless it's going to climb with you. Because now you just putting more on my back, and it's harder to climb with 2 backpacks than 1. So level up and carry your own what? Backpack in business, your own backpack in relationship, your own backpack in your group, and your own backpack in whatever it is that you do. You can equal out, you can level up on every level of your life. If you don't want to take the time to go when no one's looking and everybody's asleep, to figure out how to cook, to figure out how to speak, to take the extra class in manners, to take the extra, it doesn't make a difference if you're the older person in the class or not. It just matters that you get the information that you need. Succeed and level up, and those are the keys to life.